They thought the new girl was an easy target, a quiet face in a sea of strangers. But what they didn't know, she'd been training to fight since she was 7 years old. And the day they crossed the line, the whole school would never forget what happened next. Before we dive in, comment where in the world you're watching from, hit that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's story. The alarm rang at 5:30 a.m., but Kesha Johnson was already awake. Her new home in a small South Carolina coastal town still didn't feel like home. She left Detroit just 3 days ago, but it already felt like a lifetime. In the garage, her mother had hung a heavy bag. Kesha wrapped her hands, exhaled, and went to work. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. 8 years of martial arts flowed through her body like instinct. By breakfast, sweat clung to her shirt. Her mother, still in scrubs from the night shift, slid eggs onto her plate. "First day of school," she said softly. "You ready?" Kesha nodded. Just another school. But deep down, she knew it would be different. Walking into Coastal Ridge High, she felt the stares. Out of nearly 1,000 students, she could count the black faces on one hand. Still, she carried herself with calm. Shoulders back, eyes steady, the way her master had taught her. Classes passed smoothly, until lunch. The cafeteria stretched like a map of social kingdoms. And waiting in the center was Derek Lawson, 6'2", Letterman jacket, icy blue eyes. Flanked by his friends, he blocked Kesha's path. "New girl," he smirked. "There's a fee to sit here. Call it insurance." His friends laughed. Everyone in the room turned to watch. Kesha's voice was level. "Insurance against what?" "Accidents," Derek said. "Lockers breaking, books missing, people like you slipping through the cracks." A nasty grin followed from his sidekick, "Especially people who don't belong." Kesha set her tray down, met Derek's eyes, and said calmly, "I don't pay bullies." Gasps rippled across the cafeteria. Derek's smile faltered, just for a moment, before he barked, "Nobody disrespects me in my school." That was the spark. By afternoon, it became clear Derek and his crew had declared war. Her locker jammed with gum. Her notes stolen. Food, accidentally, spilled across her backpack. Each day, the tricks got nastier. And each time, Kesha refused to break. But Derek wasn't finished. 1 week later, he raised his hand in English class. "Mrs. Patterson," he said, "maybe our new student can explain the book's themes. She must know a lot about injustice." The smirk on his face told the whole room it wasn't a compliment. Kesha answered calmly, delivering thoughtful points about to kill a mockingbird. When she finished, Derek slow clapped. "You're really articulate for someone from your background." The class froze. The racism hung heavy in the silence. Kesha's voice was steel. "I'm sure you'll find people from all backgrounds can surprise you." That night, Derek struck harder. By the next day, an edited audio clip was spreading across the school, making it sound like Kesha had insulted every white student in the room. Whispers followed her down every hallway. Some believed her, others didn't. But Derek's plan was working. She was being painted as the aggressor. Friday. A crowd gathered around Kesha's locker. Taped across it was a banana with the words, "Welcome to the jungle." Derek's handwriting. She crumpled it silently. But inside, something snapped. She'd tried ignoring. She'd tried patience. Now she was done. That afternoon, as students gathered at the old basketball court near the pier, Derek and his crew were waiting. They didn't notice Kesha until she walked straight toward them, backpack dropped by the gate. "Well, well," Derek sneered. ready to apologize. "No," she said. "Ready to end this." Derek moved first, reaching for her arm. Big mistake. Kesha twisted, pulled, and sent him stumbling. Before he could recover, her elbow drove into his chest. His breath left him in a gasp. Jake lunged next. Wild swing. She ducked, swept his legs, and he crashed onto the asphalt. The third one froze, eyes darting. He'd seen enough. By now, phones were out. A crowd was watching. Derek staggered, red-faced. "You think you're tough?" he roared, charging again. But rage was no match for training. Kesha flowed around him, landing precise strikes. Moments later, Derek was face down on the cracked court with her knee on his back. Her voice rang clear. "Are we done?" He groaned. She pressed harder. "I said, are we done?" "Yes." Derek gasped. "You leave me, and everyone else, alone." Silence swept the crowd. Then, whispers. Then, applause. By Monday morning, the video was everywhere. Not just the fight. Students had begun sharing their own stories of bullying. One clip showed her defending two younger girls from harassment at the bus stop. Another showed Derek's crew mocking and threatening others. The tide had turned. Some parents demanded Kesha be punished. Others praised her for standing up when no one else would. The truth became impossible to ignore. Instead of a courtroom trial, the drama unfolded at a school board hearing. Packed with students, parents, and even reporters, it became clear. Kesha wasn't just fighting for herself. She was fighting for every student who'd been silenced. Her calm testimony silenced the room. "I never wanted to fight anyone. I just wanted to feel safe. But when safety was taken from me, I stood up. And I'll never apologize for that." Applause erupted. The board cleared her name and promised change. Derek and his friends, suspended, their reputations shattered. Weeks later, things were different. The atmosphere at Coastal Ridge High shifted. Kesha's self-defense classes, supervised by Coach Ramirez, grew from 10 students to 60 to over 100. She told them the same thing every time. "This isn't about fighting. It's about refusing to be afraid." And for the first time in years, the hallways felt safe. Because one girl had refused to break. They thought she was weak. They thought she would stay silent. But instead, she became the voice that changed everything. What do you think? Should students be punished for defending themselves or celebrated? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you enjoyed the story, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next one.